Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thank you all for joining. We're very excited for GreenBiz 21 and appreciate you attending this training and for speaking at the event. Sad that we can't convene in person, but we've been using Hopin, this virtual events platform, for our last few conferences, and it's been going really well. So looking forward to GreenBiz 21. Looks like it's a pretty small group of us here. This will be very straightforward. I'm just going to go over a couple reminders for all of you and then show you what it looks like to get into Hopin. And at the end, we'll have some time for all of you to go into Hopin yourselves just to test it out and make sure that everything's working properly so we don't have any issues on the day of the event. If you haven't yet registered for this test event that we have, please do so now. So in the invite for this call right now, my coworker Yanni, she included a link to this test event. So you can just click on that. It just takes a couple of seconds. If you haven't yet created a Hopin account, it'll prompt you to do so right now. And then on that note, if you haven't registered for GreenBiz 21 yet, please be sure to do so as soon as possible, and then fill out your Hopin profile because that information is visible for our attendees. So we want to make sure that they can see your headshot and a short bio. To access Hopin, you have to be using an up-to-date version of Chrome. Firefox works as well, but Chrome is definitely preferable. So just make sure that you're not using Safari because it's unfortunately not compatible with the platform. And then on the day of your roundtable session, we're going to be sending out calendar invites. You may have received yours already. If not, that'll be coming soon from Yanni. There's going to be a link in that will take you directly to your roundtable, and it'll be for 15 minutes before your roundtable begins. So we do ask that you join a bit early just so you can get situated before attendees start to join your session. And if you have any questions throughout this quick training, feel free to put them in the Zoom chat. Yanni and another coworker of mine is going to be monitoring that, so they'll be happy to answer anything. And then we'll also, when we meet over in Hopin and have you test it out, you can ask any remaining questions that you have as well. But I appreciate you all just being muted for now so that we can get through this. So I'm going to go over into Hopin and just show you what this will look like from a speaker's perspective. So when you join Hopin as an attendee or as a speaker, you'll just get taken to this reception page right here. It'll be a lot easier for you on the day of your session because you'll get a link that takes you directly into your session. But just so you're aware, this is how attendees access sessions. So there's these buttons on the left-hand side here, and they can just click into the sessions here and they'll see all of the current sessions that are taking place. So for our training here, we have a couple of test sessions. We have these, they're just by last name. So we'll ask you to join according to your last name. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and go into this one. And this is what you will see. So there's going to be a button here that says ask to share your audio and video. All of our roundtable sessions are going to have tech managers. So we have GreenBiz staff members who are going to be monitoring all of our roundtables taking place. And they'll be there just to help out with any tech issues that might come up throughout your session. And they're kind of your go-to. So they'll be helping out. So when you hit the share audio and video button, you'll get let on screen. You'll first see this window pop up where you can adjust your settings. And then you just hit apply once you're ready. You can also test your stream quality if you want to beforehand. That's pretty helpful just to make sure that you're in the good or the great range there. So once you hit apply, you'll come up on screen. And as the roundtable host, you're obviously going to be the first person on screen here. You'll be able to join, again, 15 minutes early. And then 5 minutes before your session, attendees will start to join. So you'll see this number here, this little viewing button at the top. That's showing how many people are currently watching your session. So this will start to go up, and you can just see that people are filtering in. So our roundtable sessions are a lot different from our breakout sessions because they're just much more discussion based. We really wanted these to replicate the roundtable discussions that we had at our in-person events during lunchtime, where anyone was able to come on a first come, first served basis and join discussions based on the topics that they're interested in. So this is basically serving the same function. We want it to be very much discussion based. Obviously, we want you as the host to guide the conversation so that it's not getting too off track, but it can really go wherever attendees want to take it. And The way that people can join this discussion is by doing exactly what you'll be doing in the beginning, just asking to share their audio and video and joining on screen here. So I can see here that my coworker Yanni in this moderation panel on the left-hand side is asking to join. That's exactly what you as host will see as well. So in the beginning, it'll be great for you to just frame the conversation and like welcome everybody, let them know that they can join the discussion on screen and to ask to share their audio and video. And then you can just click this plus button and they'll get taken on screen. And we'll see Yanni join. Sorry about that. Hi, Yanni. So this is exactly what it's going to look like. This person will just jump up on screen here, and then you can continue to add people, and there'll just be lots more boxes. Just so you're aware, all attendees can configure this however they'd like. So if I want to make myself larger, and then I can see all the other speakers down here, I can do that, or I can have us just be side by side, or I can have Yanni be larger. The button, or this little number up here, this is just showing you how many people are currently on screen. So our roundtables are set to only have 10 people on screen at a time. So if there's more than that are asking to join, then they can just wait. And if at a certain point someone drops off, then you can add that person on screen, but it'll just be up to 10. So yourself and 9 others that can be on screen at a time. And then over on the right-hand side here, you can see that there's this session chat. I put this here because this is what the tech managers will be putting up. It's just going to be a little message so that attendees can see how this functions. And all of the tech managers will be putting this in their sessions. So we're just going to be encouraging people to share their audio and video. Sometimes it can be a little bit confusing at the beginning, and sometimes people just aren't comfortable sharing their audio and video, which is okay. So that's also something to note, is that if you only have a couple people on screen with you, feel free to just engage in conversation, but note that there might be more people who are watching, but just not actually joining in on the conversation. They're able to talk with you though through this chat box, so they can go here and like pose questions for all of you. So just make sure that you're monitoring that. If like attendees are kind of trying to join this conversation without actually coming on screen, they can do so here, and you can just respond to questions however you'd like to there. Another thing to note is that we have this polling function. I don't think that roundtables will really need this, but as moderators, you are able to create polls. So if you're seeing that there's like a lot of people who are in the session that are not joining on screen and you want to kind of help pose questions, you can create a poll. You can do this throughout the session, or just in the very beginning, you can create this. And it's pretty straightforward. That poll will just go out to all the attendees and they can respond to them, and you can show the results if you want to. This people tab on the right-hand side, this is how you can directly message people. So if you want to send a message or network with somebody that's in your roundtable discussion, you can do so here just by clicking on their name. You can either invite them to a video call, schedule a meeting with them, or just send them a direct message. And for starting your session and ending it, there's not anything in Hopin that really prompts that. So we're just going to ask that as the host, you're paying attention to time. We'll also give you a 5-minute warning before the session is going to end. The tech manager will send a message in the chat box. But yeah, just make sure that once it's time, you just go ahead and kick off the discussion. That's really it. These buttons down here, if you want to turn your video on or off for any reason, you can just do that there. You can mute yourself. You also, as the host, will have the option to mute other speakers in your session. So if Yanni's making any background noise and I want to just mute her, I can do that here by clicking mute. I can't unmute her though, just something to note. She would have to unmute herself like she just did. And down here, this button, this is a screen share. So I don't believe you'll be having any slides or presentations. We want roundtables to be a lot more discussion based again. So probably irrelevant for you, but just so you're aware, if you were to share anything, this is how you do so. You just do that and hit share screen. If you want to adjust your audio and video throughout the session for any reason, you can just hit that here button and do that there. And then once the discussion wraps up at the end, you can just leave it by hitting this red button at the top there and leave. That is pretty much it for Hopin. It's